All right, we are live. What's going on, guys? How you doing? Happy Saturday morning. Going to obviously give a second for everyone to hop on here. I know it's not like Zoom, so it's going to take a minute. I hope you've got some coffee and are ready to go. There's a couple people hopping on. Comment something in here when you get on here so that I can see that everybody can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Can a couple people comment for me? Give me some comments. Throw something in there for me. I want to see that people can actually hear me. Alyssa's here. There's Autumn. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Por favor. I can hear you. Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, what's happening, Laura? Carla. Autumn's here. Carly. Ann's here. There's my girl, Micah. What's happening? Kate. Anna. Man, you guys are ready to go this morning. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to get on. Make sure we don't get started while like 100 people are trying to hop on. So for a minute, you just get to listen to me be incredibly awkward. Hey there, Barbie. How are you doing? I watched a little bit of your video from yesterday. It was really good. And I work out with your husband every morning. He doesn't know it, but I do. That's probably a really creepy thing to say, isn't it? I told you guys it's just for a minute or two incredibly awkward because that's just how I like to roll. So, Caitlin's on. Kate's here. Wendy, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Where are you guys? He's eating his eggs. Well, tell him I said hi and that I'm his biggest fan, or probably his smallest fan, because I'm still kind of a little guy working on that. But tell him I said hi anyways. That's awesome. Why don't you guys, while we're waiting for everybody to get on here, where are we from in the country? We got some East Coasters. We got some West Coasters. I know no one else in the Beachbody planet is from Oklahoma like me, but we got California going on there. Florida, that's cool. I'm coming to see Florida here in a little bit. Utah, Ohio, Boston, California, Philly, I got some friends in Philly. Chicago, South Carolina. We got a Canadian on, I love that. Florida from Kathy Maxwell, who is related to John Maxwell, right, Kathy? I think I actually asked her that. Maybe. Did I ask you that, Kathy? I feel like I did. Sagi said he's going to send you a poster and some eggs. That's awesome. I love it. Send me all the eggs, Sagi. I need 1,000 of them. Idaho. Minnesota. Very cool. New Orleans. Of course. Are you actually related to John Maxwell, Kathy? Because if you are, that's the coolest thing ever. And if you are, we need to switch roles real quick. I'll just let you just take this over and I will listen in. Philly, way cool. Okay, so we got enough people on here. I don't want people watching the recording to have too many awkward minutes of just watching me speak or not speak. So let's get started. First of all, thank you guys so much for hopping on a Saturday morning. I know all of you have plans, you have family time, you have things, sacrifices that you're making to spend some time with me this morning, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you to all the Superstar Diamonds who are putting on this group for allowing me to speak into your teams this morning. Could you guys all do me a huge favor? Everyone that's in this group, I'm going to give you your first challenge before I even start, okay? Your first challenge is to send some type of meaningful, special, not like personal message on Facebook, but I mean, I want you to mail something to your upline coach that helped put on this training. Most of you have no idea how much work and effort and energy your coaches put in to putting on this group, to putting on team calls, to putting on hundreds and thousands of other groups that they've put on for you. They're always sending out presents for people. They're always sending out Success Club presents and rank advancement presents. Would you guys do me a huge favor? Would you show them how much you appreciate what they've done for you? Write them a handwritten letter, send them a gift card. You know, they may not need it, but that's okay. It still means something to them. Make them something if you need to, but do something really, really, really special for your coach that helped put this on. Because, guys, no one that, if you've never been in the position of overseeing thousands of people, you have no idea how much energy goes into it, but you also have no idea how much disappointment there is with the people who don't take advantage of the amazing things you do for them. So do me a huge favor, show them that you appreciate the work that they've put into this group. Okay? That's your first assignment. So, on to what I'm actually going to talk about today. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most magical phrases I've ever heard in my entire life. I heard this phrase and it literally blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. I had just signed up for the John Maxwell team about 3 years ago. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Josh Coates. I'm a member of the John Maxwell team, which means I'm a certified speaker, life coach, leadership trainer. And so what I do a lot of is I take John Maxwell principles and philosophies and put them into how do I actually implement that in my online business. I have an online business just like you guys, so I've built my business the same principles as you guys have. So I'm sitting here, it was almost, I guess, 2.5 years ago I'd signed up for the John Maxwell team, and I'm listening to one of my certification calls with Paul Martinelli, who's the president of the John Maxwell team. And he says this phrase. Have you ever been listening to like an entire presentation and there's like 100 different points that are made, but there's one thing that just like hits you in the heart, and you know that you needed to hear this so bad and you need to hold on to it for like dear life? That one phrase was protect momentum at all cost. I remember hearing that phrase, and to be honest, I don't remember anything else that was said in that entire call. I don't remember a single other word that Paul said. But I heard that phrase, protect momentum at all cost. And I was just like, here's the crazy thing, guys. I had no momentum at the time. Absolutely zero. So let me just rewind my story a little bit and kind of unfold how I got up to this moment, because I want you to hear and I want you to understand how significant this moment was in my life. Okay? So basically, for those of you that don't know, I've been through many things in the last, I've been married about 13 years now. I'm 32, I think. I always forget my own age, but I think I'm 32. That's what my wife tells me. And in my early 20s, we moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma because my older brother lived here. My older brother's a youth pastor. Pretty much everyone in my family except for me is a pastor of some sort. And I moved down to Tulsa, Oklahoma to kind of mentor under him. I played a lot of music, so I was going to help him out with the youth group, but was also going to play music for his team. And was just kind of in a weird place in life, okay? Just a really weird place where I wasn't growing. I had all of this hope. Hey, Saudi, what's up? I had all of this hope. I had all of these dreams, and I found myself just stuck in life. You ever felt stuck in life? You ever felt like all the dreams and potential you thought you had as a kid just kind of just come to a pause, like you just run into a brick wall and you realize, holy crap, I really thought life was going to be cooler than this. And I was having one of those moments in my early 20s, and I saw the growth that my brother was having. I saw where he was going in life, and I said, you know what, if I can just get down there and spend more time with him, I believe that I can grow. So I moved down here. I got a job detailing cars, which, by the way, if you ever need to make extra money, do not detail cars. It is the worst thing in the world. I got a job detailing cars, but it was making decent money. At the time, me and my wife only had one kid. We didn't need a lot of money. We have 4 now. It takes a lot more money. And I had this job, okay? And then I did part-time stuff at the church, playing music, doing some graphic design, and I remember just finally feeling alive again, and finally feeling like I had a purpose again, and finally feeling excited about life, and I was growing. But at some point through this period of probably 7 or 8 years, I still felt like there's more. There's more for me. There's more for me than just being here, doing this. I want to do something bigger. And so at that point, I actually started my own band. I'd played kind of in side bands here and there, on and off, since I was like 15 years old. I played the drums and the guitar and the bass. And so I started my own band and said, you know what? We're just going to get out there and we're just going to go for it. We're just going to book shows. We're going to record music. We're going to go all the way in and just see what happens. And as I did this, I put together some of my good buddies. We started traveling around, playing shows. Before you know it, we were basically got to the point where we were working our day jobs Monday through Friday and then touring on the weekends. We just recorded an EP, and we had one song that we really, really believed in. We sent it off to a producer. We had it remixed. We had it remastered. And we were about to invest a whole bunch of money into taking this song to the radio. And I really believe even to this day that if we had gone through with it, it would have become a radio single. But within this journey, I had my third son that was born, who was born with a heart defect. And my third son, his name is Paxton, he was born and had to have an open heart surgery basically right after birth. It was within 5 or 6 weeks. We never even got to go home from the hospital because they caught the defect with his heart. So we went through that, kept the band moving, kept the band going, kept working, kept detailing cars. Second open heart surgery comes along about 6 months into his life. At this point, we think things are good. We think things are going to be all right. We go in for a checkup when I think he was 2.5 years old, find out he actually needs a third open heart surgery. So through this period of playing in bands, detailing cars, dealing with heart problems that my son was having, I got to the point where that something about this third open heart surgery, it just hit me, and I don't know what it was, but I just realized there was a different direction I needed to take my life in. And here's why. My day job, which was detailing cars, number one, did not give me any paid time off at all. Even though at this moment I'd been there probably like 6.5, 7 years. There was no paid time off there, no vacation, no sick time, no health insurance. Fortunately for us, we were poor enough that the government took care of the heart surgeries. But I was just sitting there in the hospital, and here's the thing. I have one hand holding my 2.5-year-old son's hand, okay? So one half of my brain is plugged into my family, thinking about being there for my kid, being there for my wife, taking care of them. And the other half is doing this thing that I hate more than anything, and I think most of you will understand this. The other half was thinking about, how am I going to pay the bills? I don't have paid time off. I can't go to work. I have to be here with my son. My son is in the hospital. He's got 20 different machines hooked up to him. If any one of these machines goes out, my son's life could be over like that. Am I really going to not be here for him? As a dad, I have to be there. But as a provider, I'm still thinking about money. I'm still thinking about, dude, if I don't find some way to make money, we're going to lose our apartment, which, by the way, we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 children. We had 3 kids sharing a room at the time. We're going to lose our car. You know, we had a Nissan Xterra that we had gone into debt for. Dumbest thing we'd ever done in our life, but we had done it and we were stuck with it. We had no money in savings. We had absolutely nothing going our way. Anybody ever felt like that before? Maybe you're sitting here today and you are in that moment right now. And in that moment, disgusted with myself, absolutely disgusted that I had not built a better life for my family, to where I could be 1,000,000% present with my family. At that moment, something in me clicked and I said, there's got to be something different. There's got to be a better way. We left the hospital once we got things taken care of. Fortunately, you know, his surgery went good. We were able to come home. But I came home and I split up the band. I said, guys, I can't do this anymore. If this band goes where we want it to go, it's always going to take me further away from my family. And I really need to be here for my family. So here's the thing. I decided at that moment that I needed to pursue something new, but I had no idea what. Absolutely no idea. So, I apologize. I feel like my video is getting a little bit laggy. Is it laggy for you guys? Can you hit me up in here if it's getting laggy? It may just be on my end. I hate lag so bad. So, here's the deal. I walked away from the band, which to me at the time, it was my only hope. Music was my way out. Okay? Music was my way out of this job that I hated, this job that I was stuck at, sweating every single day. I worked on commission, so I had no hourly pay, which meant I had to basically show up every morning, and you guys are health and fitness coaches, you're going to hate this. I'd show up every single morning and basically drink energy drinks or like 6 to 8 cups of coffee just to keep the energy and momentum going to detail enough cars every single day to make the money that I needed to make. And I just decided there's got to be something more. So here's what I did. The first step that I took was, instead of listening to music all day at my day job, because detailing cars, I had headphones in all day. First thing that I changed was I started listening to podcasts. I downloaded hours upon hours upon hours worth of podcasts. Lewis Howes is one of my favorites. He has the School of Greatness. I listened to Zig Ziglar. I listened to many others. And as I did this, I began to learn. I began to grow on the inside as a person. I began to get excited about life. And I actually started my own podcast. At the time, it was called just the Best You Podcast. And all I was doing was just sharing stuff that I was learning. That was it. And then I saw an ad for the John Maxwell team. And I had just recently heard John Maxwell on a podcast, and I was like, this dude is like the greatest freaking thing on the planet. It's like he's taking everything I've been learning, and he's like putting it into these just magical words for me. It was like, have you ever just listened to someone, and it's like this person, it's like they just changed your world with just like literally 20 minutes. Just hearing their voice, you just felt an instant connection, and you were like, this is it for me. A lot of you probably had that experience with your upline coach, following them on social media. And so I went and I checked out the John Maxwell team. I signed up. It was a pretty decent chunk of change, and we were able to use our tax return to put down about a fifth of what I needed to put down just to get into the certification. And I remember, guys, just realizing this is going to be the one thing that changes my life forever. Like, I knew it. I absolutely knew it. There was just something in me that knew this is the greatest opportunity. It's God that I even found this opportunity. I don't even know how I happened to just run into that random ad on the internet. This is going to be the thing that changes my life, that changes my family, that changes everything forever. And I signed up thinking that, like, freaking fairy dust was going to fall on me, and life was just going to boom. It was going to be awesome. It was going to be amazing. And it was going to be the easiest thing ever. And I found out really soon that starting your own business, see, with the John Maxwell team, they give you training on how to speak, how to coach, how to train, the philosophies and principles that John Maxwell believes in and teaches. But as far as starting your own business, you're on your own. We didn't have Push for Diamond groups. We didn't have Push for Emerald groups. We didn't have Super Saturdays. We didn't have National Wake Up Calls. Now, we did have some teaching calls, but they weren't necessarily about business building. They were more about just the philosophies of leadership, which is all great stuff. But I still had no idea how to start a business, guys. We didn't have the 3 vital behaviors, or sorry, I know it's 4 vital behaviors now. I still instinctively say 3 vitals because it's been that way for so long. We didn't have that. We didn't have, oh, hit Success Club this month and I'm going to send you a free tank top. We didn't have, hey, go through this awesome training and you're going to get a free pair of custom Nike shoes from everyone putting on the training. That's freaking cool, by the way. You guys are incredibly blessed. It was just, hey, go build a business. And I learned very quickly that building a business sucks. It is the hardest thing on the planet. So I got to this call. I've been churning my wheels. How do I start a business? What do I do to start a business? Where do I go? What do I do? What does this look like? Where is this? Nicole says she lost me. Did anyone else lose me? And I get to this point, and I hear this call. Protect momentum at all cost. And I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, I don't even know what momentum really is or what it really even looks like. But I've heard John Maxwell talk about it. He talks about it in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the law of the big mo. And what it says is basically that when momentum is on your side, when momentum is on your side, you can break through brick walls with almost no effort at all. But when momentum is not on your side, you basically have to push and grind and shove and work and fight, and nothing's really happening. I know some people are losing me. Try hit refreshing if you have to. Some people are here, some people are going, I don't know what's going on with my internet. Something weird's happening in Oklahoma, and I apologize. But momentum is this beautiful thing that when it's on your side, you become unstoppable. But when it is not on your side, you feel like you got nothing. And at the time, I had absolutely no momentum whatsoever. I had nothing going for me. I had no idea what I was doing. But I made a commitment that day. I said, whatever it takes to get that momentum, I will do whatever it takes. And when I get it, I will protect it like it's one of my children. I know that sounds incredibly extreme. But guys, my family was depending on this. I was depending on this. Because I was tapped into my mission and understood the impact that it would make on the world was depending on me finding this momentum and protecting it. And so for that first year of my business, for that first year, guys, I was meeting people for coffee. I was taking people out for lunch, taking people out for dinner, taking people out for breakfast. I was putting on mastermind groups. I was putting on live events. I was doing everything on the planet I could possibly find to do. And none of it, absolutely none of it was working. But I just kept pushing. I just kept grinding. I just kept going, trusting that I would fail my way forward. Some of you have heard that expression, very popular expression that John Maxwell likes to say. We have to fail our way forward. And so here's the deal. I just kept failing and failing and failing and failing and failing and failing and failing. And after an entire year of working my business, I had 2 clients. I had worked an entire year just going all out, all in to get 2 clients. That was not good, guys. Can you imagine selling 2 challenge packs in an entire year? That was basically the equivalent of what I had done. And not for lack of effort. I was trying. My second year, I sat down and I said, okay, Josh, you have been trying too many different things in too many different ways. Let's become incredibly focused and intentional about a few different things. And let's just go all in on those things and see where it takes us. Here's what's crazy, guys. I always tell Beachbody coaches, I am so jealous of the fact that you guys are given the vital behaviors because that's what I had to become intentional about, not knowing that there was already this awesome list. I said, number 1, I am going to post on social media every single day and develop a presence and let people know I exist. Number 2, I'm going to message people every single day. And number 3, I'm going to dig into personal development like I've never done before. And I'm just going to learn and grow from the inside. I began to message people every single day. Hey, thanks so much for liking my post. I'm giving away a free few coaching consultations this month. Would you be interested? I sent out that message to so many people. Before you know it, a month or 2 had gone by. I'd gone up to 5 clients. Still not incredible, but hey, way better than I was doing the first month, right? I said, I've got something going here. I just have to focus in. About a month or 2 later, I messaged someone that maybe a few of you have heard of. Her name is Brittany Powers. I messaged Brittany Powers. We had a contact through my wife, and I said, hey, Brittany, I'm on the John Maxwell team. Would love to give you a free consultation. Just see if there's anything I can do to help you with your leadership and your business. Now, here's the thing. I had no game plan. I had no thoughts of what this could turn into. I was just messaging every single person I could think of that I had any type of connection with in any way, knowing that if I just messaged enough people, somebody is going to say yes, right? And maybe eventually that somebody could be someone that could change my life. Who knows? You don't know until you ask. Brittany agreed to have a call with me. And I was honestly speechless. I did not expect her to want to call with me. At the time, she was number 35 in the company. She was a 2-star diamond. She was still a baby coach compared to what she's become now. But man, I was a baby. I mean, I was an absolute baby. I had 5 clients, right? And so we had a call together. She decided to sign on with me for some one-on-one life coaching. And here's the thing. At the time, she wasn't having team calls. I said, Brittany, I would be absolutely honored to if you want to host a first team call, I'd be honored to speak. She allowed me to speak. And here's what happens. I promise I'm getting to a point here. I'm not just telling a 50-minute story. I promise there's a point here, okay? She allowed me to speak on her team call. And I remembered these words. Protect momentum at all cost. I spoke on our team call, and I did something crazy that night. Something that I don't know if anyone else on the planet, definitely no life coach on the planet, has ever offered before. I said on that call that night, here's the thing, guys, when I was done speaking, of course, tonight I'm going to give you a special offer. Anyone on this team, whether you're here live or watching the recording, anyone that wants a free call with me, I will give you 1 free call. Now, here's the thing. I hoped that if I was lucky, 7 or 10 people would take me up on this offer. But it turned into, over the course of 2 months, this post just kept getting bumped and bumped and bumped and bumped. And by the end of 2 months, I'd given away 30 free one-on-one calls with coaches on Brittany's team. It was the coolest 2 months of my life. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I gave away 30 free hours of my time for the sake of protecting momentum. I said, here's the deal. I've got a group of people in front of me. I've got a chance to add value to people. I've got a chance to grow my business. There were so many people. I'm in Central Time. They were on the West Coast. I had people say things like this. Josh, I can't really speak until 9 o'clock at night my time after my kids go to bed. Well, that was 11 o'clock my time, and I had to be at work the next morning at 7 a.m. I said, I don't care. Let's do it. We'll talk. We'll talk at 11 a.m. We'll talk at 11 p.m. When do you want to do it? And I would always ask people when they said, Josh, I think I want to try out one of those free calls with you. I'd say, okay, great. When are you available this week? And it didn't matter if I already had 20 calls lined up that week. I would make time for one more call. Why? Because I was protecting momentum at all costs. I knew if I put it off until I had time to work them into my schedule, the momentum might be gone. They may lose the excitement, and they may end up bailing out on me. But if I could get them right there in that moment while they were still excited, there's a very rare chance that they're going to back out on me, right? And so I decided to protect momentum at all costs. I gave away 30 free calls in 2 months. I signed about 15 new clients. Here's the thing. At the time, I was not charging very much money because I was still pretty insecure at about what I had to offer. So I wasn't charging very much, and I was offering monthly calls just to get people to sign on. So even with like basically 15 clients now, I was still making very little money. In fact, not even enough to replace one full week of income at my day job. And part of me was bummed because I had put in this much work, this much energy, this much effort, and income-wise, it didn't even seem to make a difference. But I kept remembering these words: protect momentum at all costs. I said, Brittany, can you introduce me to somebody? She introduced me to her upline coaches. I asked them, can I speak for your team call? I asked them, will you introduce me to somebody? I asked them, can I speak for a call? I gave away more free calls. I gave away more free calls. I gave away more free calls. Guys, my first year of business, I signed 2 clients in 1 year. My second year of business, 9 months into that second year, I quit my full-time job and almost tripled my income the very first month I went full-time. Why? Because I was protecting momentum at all costs. I never, ever, ever let down. When I quit my full-time job, you know what I did? I immediately filled up the open spots that I had available with more calls. I immediately began speaking for more teams. I immediately began launching new training groups. I immediately began doing more. And to this day, I'm protecting that momentum. To this day, I still speak at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. I still run Facebook ads like crazy. To this day, I am still protecting momentum at all costs. Why? Because momentum is your greatest friend. I always tell people that when momentum is not on your side, like that first year or 2 of my business, the things you think you can accomplish in a month take more like a year. When momentum is on your side, someone just said they see my ads all the time. That makes me happy. When momentum is on your side, sometimes there are goals that I set for the end of the year that happen in like 1 month. Because when momentum gets with you, guys, I want you to think about this. Growing up, we never had money. My dad was a preacher. Not one of those really big churches where they make a lot of money, one of the little churches where they don't make much money. And we were always having car problems, all the time. Every single Christmas when we would try to go home to see my dad's family, I swear we were at some dealership trying to get a new car because our car was always going out on us. Have you ever had car problems and had to push the car? Please, is there anybody else that grew up like me where you had to push the car? Like my brother, when he was 16, had a car. We literally had to push it like every single weekend. And here's the thing with pushing a car. It takes a lot of energy to get the car moving, right? You got to really dig in, use your legs, you got to bend over, you got to like really put a whole bunch of energy into that car. But once you get the car moving, it doesn't actually take much energy to just keep it moving. All you have to do is keep your hands on it and keep moving forward. Do you want to know what the biggest mistake I see over and over and over with Beachbody coaches is? You guys go through these incredible trainings. Guys, this training, you have what, like 23, 24 superstar diamond coaches putting on this training. You have some of the most incredible resources available to you in the world. But people go through trainings like this. They get excited. They get energized. They get passionate. They get the car rolling. And then instead of keeping their hands on the car, they go, oh, wow, it's finally rolling. I guess I can relax. I guess I can just Oh, that feels so good that it's finally rolling. I guess I can just chill now and just watch the car roll away. I mean, this is so nice. I mean, I finally have all this energy and excitement. I can just sit and watch now. Guys, you can never, ever sit and watch. Momentum does not carry itself. You still have to have your hands on. You still have to apply some pressure. And here's the thing. If you don't like the speed that you're going, you can always dig in deeper and push harder and get that car moving faster. You see, that's what I did. Once I got a little momentum on my side, I was like, this is cool. And actually, there was one point in my business where I stopped reaching out to new people and started depending on the momentum and started depending on referrals. And I remember there was one person that said no to me. That was like a kick in the pants, not because she was rude about it, but because it made me wake up and go, whoa, Josh, you were not protecting your momentum. You had become dependent on other people to build your momentum for you. That very next week, I actually ran a Go for No push group with Brittany Power's team just for fun because I wanted some extra help myself. And I invited 10 people a day for free consultations for an entire week. I signed 15 new clients that month. That month was one of my biggest months that I'd had at that time. Because I didn't like the speed I was going at, I dug in deeper. Deeper than ever before. You want to hear a crazy, crazy Josh statistic? I call these Josh statistics because I don't have any specific proof, but I've talked to enough people who have talked to enough people to kind of put together these little statistics that I call Josh statistics, okay? So from what I have found, 1 in 10 people that you send invites to. Now, I'm not talking about talking to people about their dog, okay? I'm talking about actually inviting them to a challenge group or the coaching opportunity, whatever it is. 1 in 10 people will say yes, okay? If you want to be successful in this company, you got to be really, really okay with a 90% failure rate. And that's where most people lose it, right there. Right there, most people are done. Most people cannot handle a 90% failure rate, but that's just life and that's success. That's how it works. If you want to be successful, get really comfortable with failing 90% of the time, okay? So 1 in 10 people you invite will usually actually close the deal on, okay? But I want to take this to a different level. 1 in 10 coaches that you sign will actually want to work the business. 1 out of 10. Again, 90% failure rate. For every 10 people that actually work the business, only 1 of them will actually go diamond. Again, 90% failure rate. And for every 10 people that go diamond, usually only 1 of them will actually go on to go elite. Again, 90% failure rate. Do you know why? I want to tell you why I think that 9 out of 10 people go through trainings like this and never do anything with it. 2 reasons, okay? 2 reasons. I'm going to kind of close with this. Number 1, excuses. Excuses. Guys, so many people, this is what life coaching is all about. I literally sit down with someone and just ask questions. I don't give great advice. I don't tell people what they need to do with their business. I just ask them very simple questions like this. Where do you want to be a year from now? People tell me, well, I want to be a lead. I want to be, whatever, 6 figures, whatever. Okay, great, awesome. Let me ask you this. What is the one thing you're avoiding that you know would get you there? Every single time, people can give me an answer for that. Every single time. Now, most of you on this call have learned to have a no excuses attitude about your health and fitness. Some of you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning or even earlier to get your workout in. Some of you stay up till 10 or 11 o'clock at night to get your workout in. Some of you skip out on your lunch break or kids' nap time to get your workout in. Absolutely no excuses. And you do not put the same type of energy and effort and commitment into your business. And it sucks. It sucks. Because your business is not going where you want it to go. It's not going where you need it to go. And you know the one thing that would change it all, and you're just not doing it. You're skipping out on your meal plan. That would be the equivalent in your health and fitness world. You're skipping out on leg day like I like to do. Sorry, Sagi. Don't hate me. I'm fixing it though, I promise. You're skipping out on these little things that are holding you back from getting the results you want. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to be successful, excuses cannot be a part of your vocabulary. They can't. In fact, I just said a word that doesn't belong in my vocabulary. I just said can't. The word can't can never, ever, ever come out of your mouth. I love Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote, sorry, I just lost the word for it. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, sorry. And in this book, he says this: my poor dad was always saying, we can't afford that. My rich dad was always saying, how can we afford that? How? Let's find a way. Let's find a way. In your business, you can never say, yeah, but I can't do coaching invites because I'm not a successful coach. I can't do coaching invites because I'm not a good leader. I can't do coaching invites because I'm too afraid of what people will think of me. I can't. Well, that's fine. Then just be stuck where you're at for the rest of your life. And I know that's really, really mean, and I know that's really, really brutal. But I've been making this statement a lot lately, and I want you to listen. If you don't get anything else from today, please hear this. If you are not doing what it takes to grow your business and take it to the next level, again, please don't hate me. Please, please, please don't hate me. I have to wonder how much you really love your family. Again, I know that was really, really, really harsh. But I would say that probably 90% of you on this call have said these words. I need this to work. I need it. Our family is low on money. We haven't taken the kids on a vacation in years. Maybe we have all this incredible outstanding debt. We have this. I don't have any other. This is my only option, just like the John Maxwell team was my only option. I need this to work. And then you get on a call with your upline coach and you say things like this. You know, I just can't seem to find the time. You what? You what? You can't find the time to do the thing that your family needs more than anything else in the world? You can't find the, I just can't find the energy. I hear this, oh gosh, I'm sorry guys. I promise I'm not trying to be mean, okay? I care about every single one of you, and this is why I'm willing to call you out like this. But I hear so many people say things like this. I just can't find the motivation lately. Can't find the motivation. What the frick is motivation, guys? What in the world is motivation? Do you think that motivation is some magical fairy dust that shows up on Monday morning and everyone else feels like crap and you just feel so good and so amazing and so wonderful that you just get up and do your 3 vitals and work out just because it's so much fun? There is no such thing as motivation. It does not exist. You can drink coffee all day. You can drink Energize. None of this stuff is motivation, okay? I do love Energize. I'm not trying to diss on Energize. But do not confuse feelings with motivation, okay? I felt like crap every single day that I went to work and detailed cars all day in 100-degree heat, came home covered in sweat. My body fat percent was so low, not because my meal plan was great, but just because I was sweating off so much every single day. And I said, I don't care how crappy I feel, I don't care how horrible I feel, I will find a way to get this done because it's what my family needs. And even if it takes 5 years of working like this and grinding away like this, if that's going to give my family the life they deserve, it's worth it. And too many of you are thinking about what it will cost today. And too many of you are focused on, will it reward me today? Because you forgot about the compound effect. The compound effect says little things done. How often? Every day will bring you great results. So many of you are all in 2 or 3 days a week. And I'm going to tell you right now, that will never cut it. 2 or 3 days. Think about this. Can we just think logically for a second here? And I don't even know what time it is. Where's my clock? I have no idea how long I've gone, so I apologize if this is at like 4 hours now. How many of you on your health and fitness journey would work out 2 or 3 days a week and expect to have a great transformation? Anybody? Is there anybody on this call that is dumb enough to think that 2 or 3 days a week of working out would give you some type of lasting results? I don't think there is. Yet we in our business will work 2 or 3 days a week and then whine and complain that we can't hit Success Club, that we haven't recruited coaches, that we haven't gone diamond, that we haven't gone elite, whatever that is that you're pushing for. 2 or 3 days a week, and then you have the audacity to be upset that you're not getting results. Or you say, please, 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 please don't ever say this, but you say things like this. I just can't rank advanced because none of my coaches are excited. None of my coaches are motivated. None of my coaches want it. If you are putting the blame on someone else, it's done. It's over. There's no hope for someone who puts the blame on other people. Would you ever say that in your health and fitness journey? I just can't seem to work out because my kids are always getting in the way. You know what? My kids get in the way too. Sometimes they work out with me. Sometimes they just annoy me. But I just get it done. Right? You do the same thing. No one can stop you from what you want to do in life. Only you can do that. If you are not where you want to be in your business, it is 1,000,000% on you. So number one, you can't make excuses, guys. You got to get over those excuses, and you have to wake up every single day and say what Sagi says, that you will do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. When I go into workout mode, I have right here next to me at my desk, I have my wireless Beats, and I put these bad boys on, and I crank up some music, and I usually crank up some type of like heavy rock from like back in my early 2000 days that most of you would make fun of me for, and I chug some Energize, and I don't even think about it. I go into attack mode. I go into absolute attack mode. And I decide I'm going to work out as hard as I possibly can for the next 30 or 40 minutes, however long that workout is. And I'm going to lift as heavy of a weight as I can possibly pick up. And if something happens that I can't do a single more rep, I can always put it down and pick up something else. But I'm going to do whatever it takes. Most of you have this kind of tenacity about your workout, about your health and meal plan, but you are not taking that same tenacity into your business. You have got to go into every single power hour like you do your workout. If you've got to drink some Energize, if you've got to drink some coffee, you do whatever it takes to move your business forward, to help more people. There are people, I'm telling you right now, there are people who depend on your story, on your transformation, on your support, on your love. They're sitting on the couch right now while we're having this awesome, I hope, inspiring conversation. There are people right now on Saturday morning that are depressed, full of anxiety, full of, their life is a mess like yours was before you found Beachbody. And we're sitting back worrying about motivation. Do I have the time? Do I have the energy? People might unfriend me. People might block me. People might not like me. People might call me one of those shake peddlers. All of these excuses. Your family in this world is depending on you to find that inner strength to make it happen. Number one was excuses. Number two is this. Environment. I promise I'm closing with this. I said I come from a family of preachers. When we say we're closing, what that really means is we're just getting started. Your environment is so important. I want you to think about this for a second. I could take a flower seed and I could put that flower seed out in my front yard in the dirt. And even if it did not get the perfect amount of water and the perfect amount of sunshine, that seed could still grow and still blossom into a beautiful flower. I take that exact same seed and I put it on my driveway and I give it water and I give it sunshine all day and night. For the rest of eternity, that flower seed would never, ever grow. Which tells me that in the growth process, your environment or what you are planted in is actually more important than anything else. Because if you are planted in the right ground, if you are surrounded by the right people, you will find a way to continue to get better. Jim Rohn says you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That tells me you better pick those people very, very carefully. Now here's the thing, guys. You already have this incredible environment. You have team calls. You have your team page. You have Super Saturdays where you get to hook up with other local coaches. You have Summit. Some of you, if you're in Christine Dwyer's downline, have Platinum Edge. And a lot of you fall out because you don't take advantage of the environment. Too many of you are trying to create your own environment and leaving the mothership behind. Now, let me explain the balance to this, okay? Because I don't want you to feel like you can't have your own team page and you can't have your own team calls and you can't have your own culture, because you need to do that. That's what leaders do, right? Leaders lead, right? But just because you've created your own team page and your own team call does not mean that you stop engaging in your team or your mothership that got you to where you are. Do you understand me? I've had so many coaches, I've seen millions, not millions, that's an exaggeration, but people get to Diamond, they go start their own page, they go start their own calls, and then I'm talking to one of my clients saying, hey, what happened to them? Like, they were so on fire, they were going for it, they were all there. And then I haven't heard from them, Josh. Like, I've messaged them, they don't respond, they're never on team calls, they're not on the team page, they're off doing their own thing, and it's like they think they're their own leader now. You are never, ever, ever just a leader. We are always a student first. Never, ever, ever stop being a student. We're taught on the John Maxwell team to always reach up when it comes to relationships. And what we mean by that is this. So many people like to surround themselves with people who are either at their level or lower than their level, because that makes you feel like you're really smart, and that makes you feel like you're really amazing, and that makes you feel like, so doesn't it feel good to be a leader? Depends on how many people you're leading. Sometimes it's definitely got its ups and downs. But you want so badly to have your own culture that you've put yourself in an environment that does not force you to grow. It just makes you feel good. And we say this on the John Maxwell team: if you are the head of the class, you are in the wrong class. You're in the wrong class. You have got to surround yourself with people that are higher than you. You say, Josh, but I don't really like their culture. You don't have to like their culture. I don't really like the way they do things. I mean, they do things this way, and I don't agree with it, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. You're never going to like everything about any person on the planet. But you need to keep learning, and you need to keep growing, so you better find someone that's up higher than you if you ever want to go any higher. The minute you start surrounding yourself with only people at your level and below is the minute you begin to decrease. One of my favorite sayings of all time, I don't even know where this came from, I've heard it a million times, is if you're not learning, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you are dying. Don't die. Keep pushing for something bigger. Keep pushing for something better, because the world needs you. I make plenty of money now that I could just chill out and say, oh, this is good, let's just let it ride. I got Facebook ads taking care of stuff. I got, my groups are selling out every single month. I can just coast with this. There's no coast mode in growth. If you want to grow, you never, ever, ever stop. There is no coast mode, guys. You don't ever get to put life in neutral. You are either moving forward or you are moving backward. And it's a really sad thing to me when people in life think they've gone far enough and good enough that they can just slow down and coast. It's sad to me, because even if you have plenty of money, even if you have everything in life taken care of, there are millions of people out there who need what you have. And so I'll never coast. I swear to you on this call, I will never coast, because there's too many people who are still stuck in the hospital like I was with my kid with no money. Who are still stuck at a day job like I was with no money, no passion, no hope, no future. There are too many people that are stuck for us who have an answer, who have a purpose, who have a passion to sit and do nothing. I know that was completely off point, but that's just an added bonus. Please, 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 protect your momentum at all cost. Because you deserve it, your family deserves it, and the world deserves it. Okay? I hope that helped you. I hope you took away a few key notes. Remember, number one, no excuses. Okay? I have an assignment for you. I want you guys to do an assignment for me, okay? At the beginning, I asked you, write this down, okay? If you don't write it down, it won't get done. At the beginning, I asked you to do something special for your upline coach to let them know how much you appreciate this training, okay? That's your first assignment. Every single coach that put on this training better be getting like 30 things in the mail in the next week, okay? Number 2, I want you to write down the number 1 excuse you've been making. And I want you to send that to your upline coach. I want you to be honest. This is the thing I've been avoiding, and here's why I've been avoiding it, and I need your help because I'm not going to avoid it anymore, okay? Number 3, your third assignment is to get plugged into the team environment. You want to have your own team page, own team calls, that's fine. If you're not where you want to be in your business, guys, keep plugging away into the upline's culture. Find a way. If you need to bring your team onto the upline's team call once or twice a month so that it's not such a burden for you to be on so many calls, do it. If you need to do some joint trainings with your upline so that you're not putting as much time and as much effort into having to create trainings yourself, do it. But find a way to stay plugged into the mothership. Okay? That's your 3 assignments. Write them down. Send number 2 and number 3 to your upline. These are the excuses that I've been making. I'm done. I'm ready to do this. I need your help. Number 2, I'm committed to being a part of the team culture. Sorry, my phone just froze on me. I'm committed to being a part of the team culture. Okay? And then you do that. So, I don't even know what time it is. I know some people need to go. If you got to go to work, got to go to ball games, that's totally cool. If you guys want to ask a few questions, I can stick around for some Q&A. I want to give away a few things. I had a few things suggested to me for giveaways, and trying to figure out how to give away, what to give away. But I like to reward questions because I love questions, okay? So I want to see some great questions, okay? And I'm going to give away a few prizes this morning. One, I'm going to give away $100 just for fun because I know that money is always awesome. Money always helps. Maybe you and your spouse can go on an awesome date night or something. How can I get a one-on-one call for my husband and I? Unfortunately, my one-on-ones are completely booked. If you'd like to hop on my waiting list, you can go to my website. You can email my assistant through that. I'm not currently taking any new one-on-one calls at all. Any other? Also, do not forget, please come find me on Facebook, okay? Come friend me up. If I'm out of friends, I don't know where I'm at on that. You can go to my like page, which is Legacy Leadership. And then you can also find me on Instagram, which is Legacy Leadership Tulsa. Someone asked me, what role did your wife play in your success? That's an incredible question. I'm going to try to, you guys might have to answer these questions multiple times because there's a lot flooding through right now. But I really want to hit this one. What role did your wife play in your success? Number 1, when I almost backed out of signing up for the John Maxwell team, my wife looked me in the eye and she said, Josh, we've prayed about it. We've talked about it. We have talked to our pastors about it. This is the right choice, and I'm not letting you back out. So, number 1, my wife looked me in the eye and wouldn't let me give up. Number 2, when I was pushing my business so hard, she took care of the kids. She held the fort down. I mean, I say sometimes she was a single mom for one of those years, which sucks to say. But again, guys, I told you, I knew my family needed something better, and there was just certain things I was going to have to do to make that happen. So my wife has been the biggest support in the world. Did she always understand? Absolutely not. There were times when my wife got frustrated with me for scheduling so many calls. There were times when she got frustrated because she couldn't see the vision like I did. But she supported, and I kept explaining to her over and over and over the payoff that would come. How did you know that giving up music was the right thing instead of pushing to make that work? That's a good question, Brittany. Priorities. You know, my biggest motivation for wanting success in life was for my family, and I saw that music was not going to be the thing that helped my family, and I saw that it was going to put me on the road. And so for me, as hard of a decision as it was an easy decision because family is always first. And having all the success in the world means nothing if you can't be there for your family. I do the work, go through the motions, still struggle with confidence despite PD. Gets in my head and I feel like it affects my energy. So more PD. Krista, always more PD. Yes, but also, Krista, please understand this. We all struggle with confidence. When I messaged Brittany Powers, I was struggling with confidence. When I messaged her uplines, Sarah Try being one of those, I struggled with confidence. When I messaged my good friend Micah, I struggled with confidence. We all struggle with confidence. It's not a matter of do you struggle with confidence or not. It's a matter of do you do it anyways. Do you do it anyways? That's the most important thing. You have to eat that frog. If you haven't read that book, go read it now. You've got to decide, I'm going to do the thing that sucks, even if I'm not confident, even if I suck, even if it fails. Okay? It's not about having confidence. Courage is not, I'm going to butcher this quote, but something, I've heard this quote, basically courage is not acting because you don't have fear, it's acting even in spite of your fear. When you feel like you've hit a personal roadblock, I just lost that question. Maybe you can ask that again. Sorry, it just disappeared here. Can you give one tip to keep strengthening the husband and wife relationship while building this business? Autumn, great question. So for any marriage, if in the growth period of this business, I would say to always do what you can to show the rewards of this business for them. What I mean by that is this. Anytime my business made extra money or any money at all, I would take that money and do something for my family. I didn't take that money and go buy new computers and new headphones and new microphones. I didn't do that till much later. Every time money showed up, I took my family out for dinner. I took the kids and spent extra allowance money on them. I did something special for them so that they could see the immediate rewards of the business. Because I'm getting rewarded by doing what I love. I don't need a reward with money. They're the ones that need that. Is there a go-to PD book you find yourself going back to? Oh gosh, Alyssa, yes, absolutely. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. If you've never read the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, I listen to that book over and over and over and over because it keeps me fired up. Do you have any podcasts or PD? Jenny, again, the 10X Rule. If you are listening to this call and you don't own the audiobook, the 10X Rule, seriously download it like right this second. How do you overcome limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs, man, the only way you overcome it is to just do. You know, there's really not a magical way to overcome not believing other than just doing and doing and doing. Again, like your health journey. Most of you, when you bought your first challenge pack, did not believe you were capable of losing weight and getting healthy and get in shape. What'd you do? You pressed play every single day until it just became your new thing. It's the same way with business, guys. I tell people all the time, you learned everything you need to know about business on your health journey. Just show up and press play every single day. And one day you will wake up and go, this isn't even a big deal anymore. I just do it. It's just what I do. And that's a beautiful day. It takes a long time, but it's a beautiful day. I have a team of many discount coaches. How do I get those coaches on board for building a business? That's one of my favorite questions, Kelly. Here's the thing. It's not your job to get people on board that don't want to be on board. Okay? It's your job to keep adding people, keep finding people, and find people that do want to catch a vision. Okay? You don't force discount coaches to want to work the business because they never said they wanted to work the business. They said, I just want a discount on Shaco. In fact, they probably said, I never want a coach. I just want my discount. It's not your job to get those people to want to do something they don't want to do. Here's what you can do, though. Yes, Alyssa just nailed it. Continue to recruit and lead by example. Because if you show what success looks like, and you show what it looks like to have a life of purpose and passion and values, other people will become addicted and they will want to hop on board with you. Does that mean everyone will? No. But the only way you get the right four levels of influence are model, motivate, mentor, multiply. This is like a whole nother lesson in itself. I think you can probably look up my YouTube page and find something on it. If you model the right behaviors, you earn the right to motivate people. If you properly motivate people, they want to be mentored by you. And if you can mentor them, they will be multiplied. Okay? You have to model. And then the right people will come that you want to motivate. And Alyssa just said it. Yeah, then they don't want it. Not everyone. It's not our job to make people want it. It's our job to go after what we want and help the people that want to go with us. I don't get on social media every day and tell people that they have to start their own business and that they have to get extra training. I get on there and find the people. Sorry, my wife is making Shaco in the background. It's kind of noisy. I tell people who want my help, let's go. I'll help you. And even a lot of those people still don't actually want it. They just say they do. Boom, boom, boom. Any other awesome questions? Alyssa, thank you for helping me out with answers. I love it. Any other questions? I'm going to hang out just for another minute or two. I know we've been on here forever, and all of you are ready to go hang out with your family today, do some cool stuff. What is the greatest lesson that you learned throughout your journey? Brittany Smith. Brittany Smith. I'm writing your name down because I like that question a lot. Brittany, you are going to be a winner on The Price is Right. And the other winner was Mandy Verlinger. So, Brittany Smith and Mandy Verlinger, you can shoot me a personal message. I'm going to let you pick out a prize. You can either have, gosh, my stupid crap's lagging out on me. Can you guys still see me? Can you still see me? Okay. Brittany Smith, Mandy Verlinger, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Shoot me a question and I will, or shoot me a message. I'm going to let you pick between $100 cash or one of my training groups. Sagi, I'll get to your question in a second. That's awesome. So what's the greatest lesson I've learned on my journey? The greatest lesson is that you can never stop learning. There is absolutely never, ever, ever a point where you stop learning. Every single day you have to wake up and embrace the day like you're about to learn the most valuable lesson you've ever learned. Because you never know when that day is going to be. You never know which lesson is going to change your life forever. For me, I've had 5 or 6 specific moments that changed my life and my business forever. And those would not have happened if I wouldn't have been looking for the opportunity to grow. So, Sagi's question, why do you skip leg day? So, Sagi, like you, I actually heard your story. I love it. I was a little guy my whole life, was really scrawny, but I played lots of sports. And for me, I guess big arms was just always the thing that made you look like you were bigger. So when I started working out, even when I started doing P90X, and I did P90X like 4 times, P90X2 like 4 times, the legs, first of all, hurt like crazy the next day, as all of you know. But it's also a crazy cardio workout anytime you work out your legs. And so I literally would avoid it because I knew how bad it sucked. But I will say this, Sagi, with Body Beast, I've been a lot more intentional about leg day. It's been hard, but I have been, and I'm stopping with the excuse that only arms look good, because I've realized that if your arms are big and your legs are tiny, it doesn't look good anymore. So that's why. That was the excuse I was making, that legs aren't glamorous and arms are. So I'm putting that excuse aside, Sagi. Please forgive me. I love you. Forgive me, please. Actually, Sagi, I'm going to start doing leg day twice a week, just to like eat my frog and like kick that weakness in the pants. So I hope that makes you happy. I hope it does. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Did you guys hear the names that I said? Brittany Smith and Mandy Verlinger. You can message me. I'm going to give you a choice of $100, or you can go through one of my training groups. Okay? I did beast bulk legs and still sore. I'm still sore from leg day on Wednesday. Like, dude, bulk legs is no joke. Someone shared that with my boyfriend. What powerful short message would you give yourself as a brand new entrepreneur? Oh, I love that question. As a brand new entrepreneur, I would say this. Focus on the vital behaviors and say screw it to everything else. Don't try to start a YouTube channel. Don't try to start a website. Don't try to start your own team page right away. Don't do any of the crazy distractions. Do your vital behaviors and go all in on those vital behaviors until they build enough momentum that you can do other things, okay? But as an argument for your limitation, and when you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. I love your answer. You have my, you have my forgiveness. I would love to have you on stage with me anytime for a workout. Dude, Sagi, if you want to have me on stage for a workout, I'll be there in a heartbeat. You just tell me when and where. I'll be there. You can embarrass me if you want. You can show off my scrawny legs. I don't care. If I get to come work out with you, man, I am there in a second. Yes, Alyssa, I'd be happy to do a call for your team sometime. Definitely, for sure. So, I think we've got all the questions out of the way. I don't want to keep you guys here for 8 hours because I know somebody's going to want to watch this recording, and I don't want them to see an 8-hour call and then say, oh, I don't want to watch that. So, Summit, Sagi, if you want me to work out with you on stage, I will find a way to be there. Done. Absolutely done. I'll fly out for the day to work out with you. So yes, thank you guys so much. Don't forget, find me on Instagram, Legacy Leadership Tulsa. Find me on Facebook. You can check out my website, which is joshuacoates.com. That's joshuacoates.com. And you can get my free ebook there and just see all the other stuff that I'm up to as far as trainings and stuff like that go. Thank you guys again so much for joining me on a Saturday. Thank you to everyone who helped put on this training, for investing in your people. Thank you for being such amazing leaders. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Barbie, and Sagi for hanging out. What a freaking cool thing that is. Thank you, everybody. Seriously, I'm honored to have spoken into your lives today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget, protect your momentum at all costs. Build the life for you and your family that you really deserve. Okay? Love you all. Bye, guys.